And this happens so much, so often to me, where you say one little thing, you're not crazy or bigoted or transphobic. That's not to say that I hate being gay. I'm very thankful for all the older gay people out there. But
Amir Odom might be the most confusing gay commentator I've ever watched. Every time he makes a perfectly reasonable point, he follows it up with something completely insane. And today, I just want to understand how. And why?
More than ever, biological women are speaking out about their frustrations with trans women, and that's exactly what we'll be talking about in this video. From feeling erased to feeling unheard.
Is that a thing? To the biological women, I mean, my audience is predominantly male. To the biological women that are watching, do you feel unheard?
And let this be a reminder that you are not alone for having the thoughts that you have. You're not crazy or bigoted or transphobic for having some of the views that we're going to get into in this video.
I'm also glad that we get a disclaimer because as we know, every sensible opinion needs a disclaimer for what is about to happen in the video.
We're all allowed to have our own opinion, and that's exactly what we're here for. So if you like this kind of honest, real commentary, be sure to subscribe and let's get right into this video.
Yeah, we're all allowed to have an opinion, totally valid. Depends on what you say, obviously. Is your criticism actually valid, or are you just trying to tell people that their existence is not valid?
Anytime you attempt to say anything to the trans community, it's labeled as transphobic.
And this happens so much, so often to me.
How often do you criticize trans people then? Why does it happen to you that much? I have never been called transphobic ever. Just mind your own business and you'll be fine, I promise. But he's about to give us an example. Now, will this example be totally reasonable, or will it be just a classic conservative talking point?
Like, for example, hey, I'm not the biggest fan of like trans kids.
Of course. There we go. I actually looked this up. Trans kids, they're not even as prevalent as you think. In the US, I think it is between 3 to 700k identify as transgender. That's roughly 1.4 to 3.3%. Genuine question to all of my queer friends in the comments. When did you start developing same-sex attraction? Because for me, it was when I was around 4, I think. I was very young. I didn't know what it meant, obviously, but I know I could feel it. My internalized homophobia led to me not coming out to most of my friends until I was 21. I think. And I didn't even accept the fact that I was gay or bi, whatever, until I was 19. Okay, this might be TMI, but I just want to share this. Anytime I used to watch like same-sex porn, I used to watch straight porn straight after to neutralize the gay. Isn't that sad? If this is true for gays and lesbians, asexuals, why does it differ for trans folk? We accept gay kids, but we don't accept trans kids. Why?
And truly, it's the LGBTQ community that's pushing away people that actually support some of them.
Okay, yeah, true. I agree with that, actually. I think we often feel attacked by legitimate criticism, but that's, I think, down to us having made very bad experiences in our lives, and especially trans people that are the most marginalized group probably in society and one of the most discriminated against groups ever. So I think we can give them some empathy. But I do agree that we don't want to antagonize people that would have otherwise supported us. And that rare occurrence of agreement immediately goes out the fucking window once he starts explaining TERFs. Because apparently trans women are just a version of male that need to be physically separated from quote unquote real women. Already a weird fucking thing to say, but even that didn't prepare me for the shit show that is the next clip.
This is the clear problem. This is a clear representation of where we've come as the LGBTQ community.
This is not a clear representation at all. I'm so fucking sick of these people cherry picking examples to fit their own narrative. You don't know the context of the situation. You don't know what happened before. We don't know what exactly led this person to lash out this way. Is it unreasonable that she's this aggressive towards a police officer? Totally. I'm on your side with that. Can we claim that this person is representative of the whole community? No. And why would that ever be a thing? We also don't take a white teenage school shooter and deem the whole white race as domestic terrorists.
Because now we're at the point where you're having anybody and their mama claim that they are a part of this community.
A group that is supposed to be inclusionary, that prides itself on diversity, should start excluding groups of people based on what definition exactly? How are we going to set the metrics for who is allowed to be in the LGBT and who doesn't?
You have this clearly just psychologically ill person claiming that they're she when it's clearly a he.
First of all, he equates mental illness with being trans. Then he misgenders the person that is clearly distressed about being misgendered in the video he's reacting to. Tell me you're insensitive towards the issues without telling me you're insensitive.
Do you let those kids get away with this? They are not supposed to be here! If you don't lower your voice, I am going to put handcuffs on you and I'm going to take you to a Baker Act facility. Try it. Are you threatening me?
And this cop is being real patient.
I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. The cop is being really patient. Yeah, exactly. He just threatened a emotionally very distressed person with putting her in a corrective facility, putting handcuffs on her. That is not being patient. This cop has no fucking clue how to de-escalate a situation.
What'd you say?
7351.
Get down on the ground right now.
No!
You're about to get sprayed.
No!
Get down on the ground right now.
Leave me alone!
I can come in there.
Yeah, that's the very patient cop you're talking about. Threatening her with pepper spray. You can't make this shit up. Like, these cops need to learn how to actually de-escalate situations. Otherwise, they will keep having to shoot people because they are too incompetent to actually do their job. Like, I don't get it, bro. You're just looking for brownie points to be accepted by your conservative bubble.
I do feel bad. This is actually like a real case, and I feel for this human. I do. They need a straitjacket. They need the what Mrs. Puff was in when they threw her ass in the room and she was locked up.
Yeah, fantastic. So instead of actually helping the person that is in mental distress, we should just take them and lock them up. I've never heard that anywhere else.
This is what gets represented as the LGBTQ plus community. This is what gets represented when people see the rainbow flag, they see this crazy.
No, they don't see this crazy shit. They see everything the flag actually stands for. They don't see these examples because we don't actually go looking for them ourselves. People like you make these the representation of the LGBT.
I'd be damned if I sit here and be associated with this type of debauchery. It's ridiculous. It is. And I'm not trying to be hateful or homophobic or transphobic, whatever it may be. No, I'm not.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Savior. We wouldn't have been able to make it without you. I'm so glad you speak out about these issues while cherry picking the worst examples of a community.
I want respect. I want rights. I want there to be, just like love and care for the LGBTQ plus community.
Again, what is that pronunciation? What is that tone? LGBTQ plus community. Why does it feel so demeaning when you say it? Why are you so disgustingly patronizing in your tone? If you want love and respect for people, then maybe start giving them respect and love.
For those who are just like real and honest about our world and honest about how life runs and words and definitions.
Definitions, again, vary. And you seem to pick the definitions that suit you and yourself, that include you in whatever fucking category you want to be included in, and exclude everyone else that is a little bit too loud and obnoxious for you. Convenient.
There's people literally hungry. People are starving. People don't got running water. Things could be so much worse for you, but here you are so coddled, so just like catered to in the United States where your main concern is someone using the wrong pronoun.
Wait, I kinda agree with you. Yeah, there's much worse situations to be in. And to be able to be mad about something like this is in some way a privilege. But what you are referring to is comparative suffering. What constitutes as an issue to one person doesn't necessarily have to constitute as an issue for another person. Just because I feel very shit today living in my way too big room, not being able to be a famous rich YouTuber doesn't mean that I can be compared to someone that is starving. That makes sense. The point is, that's the effect of a post-materialistic society.
I don't give a damn what nobody think about me. F these hoes. Stop giving agency over your mental health and your mindset to strangers out there.
Yeah, this is one of the more reasonable things he says. You should never give anyone agency over your mental health, especially not if they try to show their superiority by insulting you. But the issue is not that we care about what others say. It's the issue that by allowing them to use this repressive language, we are getting put back into our little corner that we tried to come out of for decades.
This whole misgendering topic's very similar to the N-word. When black people get all upset and up in arms over the N-word.
I didn't think you'd actually make the comparison, but Jesus Christ. Words carry context, they carry meaning, and they carry historical, sometimes generational suffering. And for you to just discard and discredit all of that is very short-sighted.
How did we get here? From child drag shows to people getting attacked in the streets, from children saying things that they should not be saying, and people literally twerking in the trees. It's clear that Pride Month does not represent me or many other gay people out there anymore.
I mean, if you think that was bad, we still have one more video to go, and I'm already at the end of my fucking... I don't know how long I can keep doing this. I mean, look at me, I'm sweaty as hell. I haven't even done anything, I've just been screaming into my camera. Oh, final stretch, bitches.
And let it be known that just because I'm gay doesn't mean I have to think like and agree with every other gay person out there.
Oh, I get it. I get it. We don't need the disclaimer again. Now I actually know that this disclaimer is just his excuse for bigotry.
And two, you're not alone for having some of the viewpoints that we're going to be going through in this video.
Yeah, that's the sad part. You're not alone, and you should be. It's way too prevalent to be a bigoted asshole. Let's listen to what he has to say about pride parades now.
And there's kids around. All you have to do is look up the keywords blank people on bikes or blank people walking through pride parades in front of children, and you'll get clips like this.
So this is my opinion. Are you actually stupid? If you Google for pride parade and naked people, you will obviously find naked people at pride parades. That is how search engines work, sir. Do I necessarily agree with public nudity? Do I condone this form of protest? Not really. These types of protests are meant to destigmatize, first of all, nudity, which has been sexualized sexualized by society over the past few decades, and it shouldn't be the case. Nudity in itself is something natural. Children, by the way, don't associate anything particularly with nudity. They are too young to understand that nudity equals something sexual. You, with your perverted mind, are projecting the thoughts on kids. Straight people associate sexuality and sexual activity with gay people existing. That is annoying. People are people. That is the message. They are not just puppets for your twisted sexual fantasy.
But you being fully exposed, walking down the street, shaking your bits in front of kids.
Who does that? This is just pure strawmanning. You are fucking rotten from the inside. We don't need people like you in the community. To be honest, that's just my opinion. I can have it. Just like you have yours, right? It's a glaring contradiction of how he talks about himself and how he talks about his own community. And this only is an issue when queer people do it. And that's the most disgusting thing about this. Why aren't we talking about all of the straight couples kissing in broad daylight? Why don't we talk about little girls being routinely sexualized by older men? Why don't we talk about TV personalities groping women on television? For fuck's sake, the LGBT community does not do that. People that hate us for lewd behavior are creeps 99% of the fucking time. You are not helping. You are actively reverting progress, and you're ashamed to be gay and are dragging the rest of us down with you. You only care about making money and profiting off your self-hatred in the end. Everything you dislike about the community, you manifest yourself by cherry-picking the worst examples and making them representative of the community as a whole. And you clearly shouldn't be talking about rationality and common sense. In my opinion, you're not an honest person at all. You're not rational by any means. You're just another drifting pick-me that wants the approval of men so desperately when they would wipe you out in an instant if they had the chance. You'd love to say that you're proud of the progress your predecessors were able to achieve.
And that's not to say that I hate being gay. That's not to say I'm not thankful for the things that other gay people, the older gay people went through for me to be free how I am now. No, I'm incredibly thankful, but it is sad, and I'm passionate about this because it is sad to see all the work that they did get wiped away.
But then you actively fight against the very principles that they stood for. Educate yourself before you cause more damage. For the sake of all of us. That's it. Come back next time.